This is key. Just take a big old gulp of this water, big old gulp of this thing, and it should keep you awake for another 5-10 minutes, give or take. What's up, guys? It's your girl Gabby here, and today I am back with another video. Today I'm doing a back to school essentials, I guess you can call it a haul. It's not that many items though, but we're just going to go through all the things that I think are essential for the school year, quarantine or not, doesn't matter. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with a friend, you know, if you feel so inclined. And yeah, let's get into the video. So the first item that I think is essential for a successful school year is a binder. And I know it's like basic, but some people just really be out here just messy. And I think it's really important to have everything all in one place. I'm doing online school, and regardless of whether you are doing online school or in person, I think it is important to have a binder handy. But of course, I guess if you were in person, you probably want to carry something a little less heavy than what if you were just in your own home and just could go and get it whenever you feel like it. Another thing that I think is essential is to have folders. Yeah, I have a folder for all my classes. I have technically 5 classes, and I have a folder for each one just so it helps me to stay organized. Another item that I think is essential to have is dividers, and I'm not going to show you guys what dividers look like, but dividers will help you break up. It's just like, I'm definitely the most like organized person I know, but I like to have everything super organized. So even I know the folders will break it up, but the dividers will divide and break it up even more. Another item that I feel is super essential for a successful school year is a subject binder, and mine is a 3 subject binder. I used to buy the 5 subject, but I found that some subjects would vary in terms of how much you needed or how much information you jotted down for each class. So I decided to start breaking it up. So I have like 2 3 subject binders and then 1 subject binder, just to make sure that I have enough paper and it's all separate for each class. Another item that I feel is super essential, and I know I talked about it in my Ross haul. If you haven't seen it, go make sure you check it out. But is a planner. What can I say about a planner? A planner will keep you organized, you know. I like to write everything down, I like to check it off, and yeah, I also use my phone to kind of make sure that I'm staying like on schedule and on task and everything. But a planner is like a visual guide for you, just to check everything off and make sure that you're staying on task during this crazy school year. The next thing I think is super essential is whiteout. Oh, it was upside down. I always do that. Whiteout. Whiteout saves lives, okay? And you could use the liquid whiteout if you feel so inclined, but I always get the correction tape whiteout, and I normally end up going through about like 4 of these a semester. So definitely invest in some whiteout if you haven't before, because just scratching out your little errors from your pen, that is not the way to do it, girl. Another thing that I feel is essential, and you know, I guess some could argue that it's like non-essential, but colored pens or different colored pens. I'm the kind of person that is very visual, and it helps to see things color-coded. So a lot of the time in my notes, if a professor draws out like a drawing and she draws in different colors, I'm going to draw in different colors. Or even if she doesn't draw it in different colors, I'm probably going to draw it in different colors, so it helps me to remember the material a little bit better. Yeah, it's like an essential but kind of non-essential, but I would definitely recommend looking into some different type of pens. You don't have to get the Papermate ones. You don't have to be fancy like me. I'm just a little weirdo, and I like having a lot of different colors. So yeah. So my next essential item that I think you guys should have for the school year is a pencil case. Now, I personally need a new pencil case because I have a little bit more pens than the average person should have. But you know, like this worked for me last year. Just like a slide up pencil case that you put a few pens in there, emphasis on few, and a few pencils, and I think I just said, and a few pencils, and you should be good to go. Oh, and don't forget your highlighters too. 1 or 2 highlighters will probably be enough. I don't feel like this item is super essential, but I went ahead and got it anyway. I got a whiteboard. And I used to just have like one basic whiteboard that didn't have any lines or anything on it, but I decided that was gonna work for me. So I got a whiteboard that had all the days of the week, and it comes with a marker and an eraser portion at the tip of the marker, and it comes with a magnet and a little corkboard situation. I basically bought this for YouTube so that I can have a visual aid or visual representation of when to film and when to post and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to have this on my wall for exam dates and tests as well. Oh, and you can't forget about the markers. You can't forget about the markers. I told you guys I like colors and I like to have a lot, so it made sense since I got all the pens for my class. I had to get all the dry erase markers for YouTube and or whatever the heck I decided to use them for. Not super essential, probably just need 1 black one and maybe 1 blue one, 1 red one, 1 green one, or just a bunch of black ones. But like I said, I like to color code, and this definitely helps for visualizing things. This is the last item that I think is more like supplies based that I feel is necessary, but note cards. I feel like note cards are super necessary because regardless of the class you're in, you could always quiz yourself, and they definitely come in handy. Now make sure when you do note cards you're not putting on too much information. Just kind of like a word on the front and a definition on the back, or a concept or 2, but like don't overload them with like a bunch of information. Don't do what I used to do, like give anybody else. Okay, story time. You know when you in class and you about to take the final exam, and your professor goes, you know what, y'all gonna have a cheat sheet, and you're like, wow, great, a cheat sheet, that's so cool. It's gonna be 1 index card. So you're like, oh, okay, great. So instead of just writing on it like a normal index card, you decide to write in the tiniest font ever and put all the concepts you ever learned on 1 index card. Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep it short because it'll help you memorize things a little bit better. Okay, now we're gonna get into the things that I feel are essential but not like supplies based. First thing that I think is essential, pretty obvious, but some hand sanitizer. I normally just keep a small bottle of hand sanitizer with me in the car and with me on hand, actually regardless of anywhere I'm going. And yeah, that's definitely essential for if you're going to in-person classes. It's always good to have that so you can put it on whenever you feel it's necessary in class. Next thing I feel is super necessary to carry around, little mini tissues. Now, I don't personally really need to carry them around in the house during quarantine or online school, but the tissues definitely came in handy when I was at school and it was like winter, or I had allergies and all of a sudden, or when I'm sick and all of a sudden my nose start running and I gotta go catch it. Definitely would keep one of these and kind of restock them as needed. I'll definitely come in handy. Another thing that I think is essential is a chapstick. And yeah, you just can't go around with chapped lips. That's not cute. Don't do that. So I always like to carry a chapstick or a lip gloss or anything like that, just because in class and you talking or whatever, you just sitting there, sometimes your lips get chapped and you don't want to be licking your lips in class, so good old chapstick will do the trick. And yeah, I got this from the dollar store, by the way. Good investment. Next item that I think is super important to have is a hydro flask. And I know you guys are probably gonna ask me because I'm super extra and I bought a case, but it's just a case I bought from Amazon. It has a zipper on the front and it has a pocket right here. So I normally just keep like my lip gloss and like my ID, just stuff like that in the front. And then in the front here, I don't really use that, but this is a 40-ounce Hydro Flask that I literally carry around with me all the time. And like I said, I carry it with me everywhere I go, unless we're going to like a restaurant or something like that where they're gonna have water. But this is super essential, especially if you're trying to stay awake in class. Baby boy and baby girl, this is key. Just take a big old gulp of this water, big old gulp of this thing, and it should keep you awake for another 5-10 minutes, give or take. Last item I feel is super necessary, but also a given, is face mask. Cute face mask at that. You know, regardless of if you are staying at home or going to school in person, face masks have become a part of reality. So it's important to have face masks, and if you don't like the disposable ones, you should get the cute ones. You know, they sell them pretty much everywhere at this point. Just make sure that you're not paying so much for them, because you're gonna have to wear them over and over again. Yeah, or you can make your own if you feel so inclined. This one right here is handmade by my mama. So yeah, just make sure that you have a bunch of face masks on hand. You can keep one in the car, you can keep one in your backpack, you can keep one in your bathroom. Just make sure you have a bunch of face masks on hand for whenever you need them. A couple things that I didn't mention, but you know, I think are important to have, I normally have, are a mini lotion, a mini stapler, and a mini scissors. And mini scissors, you know, I could go either way, because most of the time that's for people who are like in like elementary school or like middle school, and so you don't normally use them all the time, but it is nice to have them in the event you need them. A mini stapler, that has come in clutch so many times, and I know that since we are doing online school, it may not be as relevant, but like I said, if you're in person, that might help you out. I always was the person that people would ask to share my stapler whenever I was in the class, or whenever we need to turn something in, or whenever a professor was like, hey, I ain't gonna take your paper if it ain't stapled, and then I'm like, I bet. And I take a little staple there. So yeah, although, you know, if we're in person, you probably won't be handing out staples too much, just because of the transmission situation. But yeah, and then a lotion. So you know I talked about the chapstick to make sure that your lips stay unchapped and everything. It's the same thing with your legs and your arms and everything like that. You don't want to be in class and you roll up your sleeve and you see ashy elbows. You don't want that. Or ashy kneecaps, that's the worst. Or ashy ankles. You don't want that. So having a little lotion next to you, just something, it could be scented, unscented, whatever, just having a little mini lotion is something that I would definitely keep in my backpack or bag or carry with me. Alright guys, so that was my last item. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini video of back to school items that I feel were necessary to have. Regardless of whether you're on campus or online, a lot of these things are necessary to, or I feel are necessary to have with you. Most of the items that I got were from Target, give or take a few things that I already had. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video, and make sure to share it with a friend, family, a neighbor, whomever. And yeah, on my Instagram if you haven't already. Make sure to have your post notifications turned on for every time I post a video. I still post every Friday at 12 p.m. And yeah, stay tuned. We got a lot of content coming, and editing some clothing hauls and some more college content, etc., etc. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.